It took me an entire 2 days to actually recover from the last time I played this game. It was truly amazing and blew my mind to the extent that Jay had to spend 2 days cleaning it up, which is quite impressive. So of course this would be a relook at Saints Row the Third, and I've of course got Jay sat here next to me as he was the only other person that bought the game out of our little group, apart from one other guy, and his mic is terrible, so I couldn't really get him. So yeah, Saints Row the Third, and wow, it blew my mind. Jay, what about you?
What is this? I don't even.
So that just happened.
Yeah, so that just happened.
So at the end of the first look, we were just recovering from parachuting out of a plane.
What a beginning to a game I have
It was,
ever
wasn't it?
witnessed. It's like I've not seen a game which has had such an explosive and crazy intro as that.
Well, I wasn't actually going to put it in. I was going to show the put it in. I was going to like show the first few missions or something, but the intro basically summarizes the game so well that I didn't need to do anything else.
It's pretty much a lot more of that intro.
I know, isn't it?
It boggles the mind of how bizarre and crazy this game is. The game knows it's crazy and just rolls with it, and I think that's the beauty of this game.
Yeah, it really doesn't hold any punches when it comes to the wackiness of this game, or just the sheer absurdity. I mean, there's mini games where it's things like, of course, Professor Genki, which is
Professor Genki.
fantastic, with his super ethical reality climax.
Yes.
And there's
Murder
also
Time is fun time.
yes, and there's also the insurance fraud event.
The insurance fraud, which we made the amazing sentence with.
It was like Burnout Paradise with Smurfs.
Yup.
Have you actually tried insurance fraud yet?
I have tried insurance fraud, which mostly involved me throwing myself under the car and then bouncing up and down from the base of it, flying out the other end.
I kept getting stuck under trucks, at which point the game had to reload because it couldn't work out where it was meant to put
Yes, I have
me.
noticed that. When it doesn't know where you should be through some sort of physics collision
Wizardry.
or wizardry, it just sort of goes, okay, yeah, I don't know, we're just going to put you there.
So, what was your first impression of Saints Row the Third? Like, because you played Saints Row 2 as well. So, coming into this game, what were you expecting?
Saints Row 2 was a lot more serious. It had a sort of real edge to it, but the characters were larger than life. This was just wall-to-wall crazy. It was a bit of a surprise coming out of the second one.
Okay, so after at the end of where the first glance was, so you've just done like the plane bit. What was like going through your mind then?
What can they do next to like top that? And then they did.
Yeah, the missions just keep getting more and more absurd.
Yes. Just what? I just don't know.
I mean, the voice acting in the game is fantastic. I mean, running missions for Hulk Hogan of all people is of course
Yes, that was
brilliant.
a surprise.
And I have to admit the Face Your Fear side mission thing with the tiger. I mean, you've not done that one yet,
No,
have you?
I've not. Well, but you told me of it.
Yeah, you came in and stumbled across it. Across it. The words. You're sat in a convertible car with a tiger in the passenger seat that is smacking you in the back of the face while you're merrily fleeing from animal rights activists in vans. And it's just mind-blowingly amazing. Especially the fact that you keep smack-talking the tiger because it's twatting you in the back of the head. It's just, I cannot understand this game. And of course, the Gimp chase.
The Gimp chase. The Gimp chase that then exploded.
Yes, very GoldenEye, wasn't it?
Yes. Any vehicle that crashes will, of course, explode. That includes GIMP-drawn carts.
It's true. Like, do you not know this about reality? You've not driven a car yet, have you?
No, I've not driven a car.
They
But
explode.
I'm terrified of it ever exploding on me if I so much as touch a lamppost.
Oh, there are worse things that can happen than just exploding cars with lampposts. I mean, the whole getting people stuck in the front of your car.
Yes, just physics. What?
Yeah. So let's discuss graphics briefly then. So, what was your thoughts on the graphics? Because you played Saints Row 2 on the Xbox, so it's gonna, of course, you know, the time that has passed between the two games coming out is getting rather large. So Saints Row 3 obviously going to look better. What's your thoughts on it?
I have to be honest, I've put the graphics on, I think medium or high, not super ultra awesome. Mostly because I wanted the game to flow quite quickly. That and spending so much time whizzing around on cars or out of the car's windshields, you don't really see much, but it does look impressive nonetheless. The moments you do get to actually stop, as few as they are.
Yeah, I mean, the game is running in the GeoMod 2.5 engine, which is the same engine that Red Faction Armageddon is using, which is a bit of a weird jump, going from Red Faction Armageddon and Saints Row the Third running in the same engine. But I can kind of understand why, given the company that makes them well, both. But the graphics to me seemed really kind of shiny.
Yeah, they've gone for shiny and colourful.
Yeah,
which is different from...
It appears that there's a sort of glaze over the top of everything.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
You notice that more when you're trying to customise cars and it says it picks different materials to use for the bumpers and things. And plastic, metal and others just all look the same.
Yeah,
they all look shiny.
They're all covered in a glossy finish, which doesn't really... I'm not complaining. It's not a bad thing, but it doesn't fit at the same time for certain things. The game having this over-the-top, bright, colourful setting is wonderful in an age where everything is now brown and grey.
Yeah, I mean, it might not be cream of the crop graphics, but it fits the game. It's bright, colourful and silly.
Yeah. So what about physics then? The physics engine in the game, of course, has its bugs, but the issue with Saints Row has always been that, is it a bug or is it a feature?
Yeah, I mean, you really don't care half the time. Things can clip into other things, such as people into the front of your car, and they're stuck there, flailing around like ragdolls, but you don't care because you're too busy laughing your ass off.
Like Pierce getting his head stuck in my car. Yes.
So I'm
trying to flee from... what was I fleeing? Wasn't it the Brute? I was fleeing from a Brute.
You're fleeing from a Brute, and Pierce got his head... He closed the door before he even got into it, and slammed his head in the door, and sort of just flailed along beside as you drove off.
There was, of course, also the gangster that got his foot stuck in my bonnet.
Yes.
So as I accelerated, the car pulled itself up into the sky.
Because you were ramming the thug, and he was going up. And he was dragging the car with it.
Yes. And also, there was just so many random glitches in the game that it's really hard to distinguish between what's meant to be there and what's not meant to be there. And at the same time, it's kind of good and bad. I mean, I'm playing on hardcore, and I lowered it down to casual just to try it out, and it's like, I kill all the things.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then I put it on hardcore, and it's like, it takes an entire clip to put down one guy. And it just seems like the game was designed...
Maybe you should be shooting him in the chest and more in the face.
Yeah, possibly. Well, a pistol shot to the head puts down most people.
Yeah, I don't actually really use the other guns because of that.
No, the pistol just seems ridiculously powerful.
It's 100% accurate, and if you just pop it between someone's eyes, you can put a crowd down in a couple of shots.
But that's a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, hardcore being as hard as it is, yet headshots still mattering, is fantastic. Because there's games like Fallout where you unload an entire clip into something's face.
And it doesn't drop.
And it just keeps coming.
Headshots need to always matter. Maybe if you go for extreme 2-shot kills, but they have to matter.
Well, the sniper guys on hardcore take 2 headshots to put down.
Oh, I've not noticed that.
But they also took 2 headshots on casual to put down. So
I think I just blew up the helicopters.
The linearity was there. It was the same on all difficulties in regards to how hard these things were head-wise, which was really quite awesome.
We made a jump from the physics to the difficulty when I had a point about the physics. Everything is incredibly light. If you tap a car, it will launch up into the sky. If you hit a person, they'll bounce off 3 walls before disappearing off your screen.
Yes.
Back to the silly and the ridiculous.
Yes, there have been moments where I've hit cars and they've just disappeared into the sky.
Yeah.
Which is rather awesome. So, moving on to, let's see, audio. Let's pick audio and move on to there. The music in the game is mind-blowingly amazing and reminds me of the old school GTAs.
Yeah, because it's very much a GTA-style game. It has the radio stations, which you can flick through and just listen to if you want to. Or just leave on whenever you steal a car.
And of course there's the mixtape option, so you can actually customise your own radio station from the songs in the game.
And there are quite a few famous songs in there as well.
Yeah, there's the I keep listening to the mix. I'm really partial to that with like Frankie Goes to Hollywood and I Need a Hero. And of course, You're the Best Around.
Yeah, it's always good when you're running through crowds of people to that song.
Of course, classical music as well, though.
Yeah, whenever I steal a car and it's got the classical music on, I generally just leave it on and then have a car chase. It's even funnier when you like steal the weirdest cars and it's got classical music. Like there was I stole a police car and the cop was listening to classical music.
I had that. I stole the cop car and then drove into a river. It was just like, well, the cop was listening to bizarre music. I'm going to leave this on while I'm fleeing.
Yep.
Of course, the other minigame that there is that reminds me of the music is Hostage Situation, where if you jump into a car fast enough, you actually get a hostage situation start where you've kidnapped someone else in the car.
Some of the person in the passenger seat.
Yes, like the furry that I kidnapped on the golf cart.
Oh, that was amazing. You kidnapped that furry and held him for ransom.
Yes, on a golf cart of all things.
He could have just jumped out and be fine.
I know, it's only going like 10 miles an hour, but no, maybe his furry outfit was like, kind of rough on the inside. So, how do you think it compares to Saints Row 2 then, in regards to being, the sequel that it is? Do you feel it surpasses Saints Row 2 in all ways? Because you played Saints Row 2 on the Xbox, didn't you?
I did, I played it on the Xbox. And yeah, I never completed Saints Row 2. I got close to finishing it, and I think something came up. But I'm definitely going to finish this, just purely because I want to know what happens next. I want to see the next wacky, crazy thing they throw at me. Saints Row 2 was pretty bizarre, but it had a sort of slight grounding in reality, and it didn't have you like jumping through planes and flying out the other end after shooting everyone on the way through.
That scene is just always going to be in my mind from now on, straight through the plane.
So that just happened.
Yeah. And the fact that you reference it as well throughout like the entire game, the fact that like crap is falling from the sky.
Yep.
It's just brilliant. But yeah, I mean, I played Saints Row 2 on PC, and it was really buggy and horrid, and
you never really got too well with it.
No, it was a frankly crap port.
Which is amusing because you went straight for the controller on this one.
I know, I'm sat here with the controller in my hand. I don't know what it is. I feel that games like this and Grand Theft Auto, they work better with the controller because they really kind of designed around the whole...
They are a bit, but I don't agree with you there because I didn't really like the controller when I was playing Saints Row 2 on the Xbox, and I've really liked the PC port this time.
Yeah.
I feel a much greater level of accuracy with the keyboard and mouse, to the point in which, like, if I have to fight 5 guys, it takes 5 shots with a pistol to put them all down.
Yeah, but I mean, you prefer the grace and accuracy of the mouse, whereas I prefer just the ability to sit back and put my feet up and play with the controller. And also, in fairness, I am a good shot with a controller. Like, I can just pop heads with a controller.
Yeah. Since the Halo days, I've just ignored console accuracy, and I've got so rusty with it, I can never really do it again.
Yeah, I mean, I seem to be using the controller more and more for games, but it's not a consistent thing. I do keep using the mouse and keyboard for certain ones. I mean, I'm using this with Skyrim as well.
Yeah.
But given that Skyrim's, UI is designed with a controller in mind, it's kind of
disappointing.
Yeah. But anyway, you say you're gonna definitely get to the end of this game or keep going. So, what about DLC? Do you think you'll be giving a look at DLC?
I've not looked at the DLC other than I've heard that ridiculous claim they've made, which I think you know more about.
Yes. But before we cover that, I'm just simply going to say Gangsters in Space.
Gangsters in Space.
But yeah, they're planning to do 40 weeks of DLC.
Is that one a week?
I believe it's one a week. I'm not sure how it's going to work. They've not elaborated too much on it. They've just essentially said that there are going to be 40 weeks where they release DLC every week.
That's a bold statement. I wonder, you have to wonder the level of detail each one's going to have. Maybe like a couple of guns or something.
It's probably, given what we've seen so far, my guess is it's going to be an outfit and a car.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 outfits, 2 cars. I mean, the Nightblade set that you can get is a bike, a car, a chick outfit, and a dude outfit.
Yeah.
The Shark Attack pack that's fantastically, mind-bogglingly amazing with street sharks bursting out of the concrete is a shark gun, and I think there's some other things that I've not looked too much into. I just know there's the shark gun, and it blew my mind. The Genki pack had the squid gun, the car, and the Genki outfit, didn't it? Yeah. So I would guess that we'll see, those kind of things.
Maybe new missions as well.
Yeah. Well, there's the whole... They're releasing the 3 big packs.
Yeah.
One in January, one in summer, and one in winter. So like 3 months apart.
Yeah.
So they'll probably space the other DLC around those, and then you've got 3 months between each big DLC,
Yeah.
which makes sense. They're gonna really kind of heavily support this after release, and I really like that fact, especially the fact that there is so much to do on the map.
Yeah, the map is fairly big, and there's so many events you can do.
Especially the fact that after Act 1, during Act 1, you get, I think it's 3 or 4 different side activities, don't you?
Yeah.
And then during the beginning of Act 2, you get another, like, 6, 7?
Yeah.
And they just keep coming.
And there's like 4 or 5 for each activity in various difficulties.
Yeah, they're just insane. Like, there's Genki, there's Trailblazing, there's Insurance Fraud, there's Mayhem, and all these things are amazing. Like, they're just brilliant, apart from some of them, like Guardian Angel, which is just infuriating crap.
That was kind of boring.
Guardian Angel annoys me so much. This game in general actually infuriates me at times. Like, on the hardcore difficulty, it's just so mind-bogglingly, infuriatingly crap.
But whenever you do that with a game, you always straight up to hard mode, and then you spend like 3 days swearing at your monitor as you try and get through at the hardest difficulty off the bat.
But it feels so good every time I do.
True. You always complain how like it's infuriating, but then you go back for more.
What can I say? I just enjoy it. I love being completely destroyed by a game. So, final thoughts then on Saints Row. Give me about 60 seconds worth of final thoughts. Go for
60
it.
seconds final thoughts. If you always thought that GTA was getting a bit too serious for you and you wanted to have a bit of a laugh, I think Saints Row is the sort of game for you. It's sort of a step back from the story-driven GTA games that have been, and just said, all right, here, have some fun, do whatever you want. There's a story if you want it, but just have fun, blow people up, run them over. We don't care what you do anymore.
Okay. Would you recommend or would you not recommend? Do you think it's a good game in general?
For people looking for something serious, stay clear of it. For people who want to just wreak havoc and have a laugh, you're not going to do any better than this.
Fair enough. I have to agree with that. I mean, it's offensive, it's rude, it's crude, it's lewd, it's just got killer food as well. The hot dog guys.
Oh, the hot dog guys,
killing
yes.
you, and the beers.
And the beers.
But it's just a game that is so silly, it doesn't even take itself seriously, and it works so well.
Yeah.
It's flawless in the fact that it's just crazy in every way. And just when you think you've seen it all, and you've seen everything that the game can possibly throw at you,
It throws something else.
it just gets even more insane.
Possibly poop.
I don't think I've been hit with poop yet.
Well, me neither, but I'm expecting it on the horizon.
A 4-foot-long cockbat, yes,
Yeah.
but not poop.
That's your favourite weapon, isn't it?
It is, especially on the level where you're drugged and naked.
Oh god, mental pictures.
Especially because I keep my backpack.
Oh yes, you kept your backpack even after you lost all your clothes.
Yeah, so I have a kitty backpack even though I'm completely naked.
And blue.
Hey, Papa Smurf has no shame.
No, he does not.
Anyway, so there you go. Saints Row the Third, on second thought. A game that just ceases to words. There are none. The game just blows my mind. And
It really speaks for itself.
it does. There is nothing that I cannot give enough words to explain how amazing this game is if your sense of humour is a little bit on the darker
Childish.
or childish side. The game has everything. If you're a prude or if you're like not into the kind of potty humour cock joke thing, just avoid this game. But if you are, if that's your kind of thing, check this game out. It's just mind-blowingly amazing, and I can't fit the word amazing in here enough. So I will see you in a few days' time for the next video. Until then, enjoy yourself. If you do pick up Saints Row the Third, I hope you enjoy it as much as we are. The co-op mode and the horde mode are both brilliant, as well as the campaign, and with all the DLC coming out, you're going to be swimming in content in this game. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll catch you for the next video. Peace.
Good night.
Look for the cat in here who isn't excited to be eating a ball gag. Or just look for the guy with a rhinestone Z on his back. Fuck out of here, man. Oh, well, shit, that's convenient.
They went this way.
Oh, shit. We don't got time, Zemos. Mush!
Roll out.
works that way.
Sorry about making you, you know, pull us around.
This is a rescue, right? This ain't some elaborate setup for a gangbang.
Why you gotta put that image in my head, bro?
Oh, I'll go with rescue then. I would shake your hands, but them floors were a little sticky, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm good. Find a moist towelette or something. Hey, what's up?
I found the guy I was talking about.